Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, let's take a look at the starting quintets for both the Phillies and the Lady Eagles. We'll start off with Madison Southern, as we said, 2-1 on the year, coached by Josh Curtis. At a guard, a 5'5 junior who wears the number 1, Tara Wooten. Wooten's averaging 8 points a game. Another guard is manned by Hadley French. She wears the number 20. She's a 5'3 8th grader and is averaging an even 10 points a contest. At the third guard, Morgan Flannery. Flannery's a 5'6 senior who wears the number 24. She's averaging 7.7 points a game. One of the forwards is manned by Macy Daniels. She's a 5'11 junior who wears the number 23, and she's averaging 5.7 points a game. And at the other forward, probably the best player on this team, Reese Estep. She's averaging 10.3 points per game to lead her team. She's a 6-foot junior who wears the number 32. So once again, for Madison Southern, it'll be Wooten, French, Flannery, Daniels, and Estep. So far on the year, Madison Southern averaging 51 points per game on offense. On defense, though, they've been very stingy through their first 3 games, giving up, on average, just 33 points per contest. So this is a tough team we're facing here tonight. Now for the Harrison County Phillies, 1-2 on the year. At a guard, a 5'2 8th grader, number 12, Keely Custard. Keely's averaging 5.3 points a game. And another guard, Harrison County's leading scorer, Gab Hedrick. Gabs wears the number 15. She's a 5'3 senior, is averaging 19 points a game, had the first double-double of the season with 20 points and 10 rebounds in that win over St. Henry. At the third guard, a 5'5 freshman, Bailey Hudgens. Hudgens wears the number 23 and is upped her average to 9 points a game. At one of the forwards is Kara Hines. Kara's a 5'9 senior who wears the number 4. She's averaging 9.3 points per game this season. And at the other forward, Caroline Van Hook. Van Hook wears the number 22. She's a 5'9 junior, averaging 5.7 points a contest. So once again, for the Phillies, it'll be Custard, Hedrick, Bailey Hudgens, Hines, and Van Hook. The Phillies averaging offensively 49.7 points per game. On defense, giving up 60.7 points per game. So there are your starting lineups for tonight's game between Harrison County and Madison Southern. Well, while the teams continue to warm up on the floor in front of us, we'll take it back to the station to Bruce Templeton from Unity Christian Church with tonight's pregame. Alrighty, back here on the Hilltop, Harrison County and Madison Southern about to take each other on for only the second time in the program's histories. The only other time the two teams got together was back in December of 2017. That's 4 years ago, when over at Madison Central, both participated in the Madison Central Christmas Classic in a game that was won by Harrison County 65-49. So today is game number 2 in the series. As far as the other sports, the other winter sports across the campus of Harrison County, well, let's first take a look at the Phillies' upcoming dates. On Saturday, the Phillies will head to Ludlow for a matinee affair against the Lady Panthers up there in northern Kentucky. That game's set to start at 3 o'clock. Then on Monday, the Phillies will return home to take on the Lady Stangs of Bishop Brossart, the defending 10th region champions. And then next Wednesday, that's a week from tonight, the Phillies will still be at home when we'll host the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station. Meanwhile, the Thoroughbreds, who picked up an exciting 59-56 win over Scott County over in Georgetown last night, they will be back in action on Friday when the Bishop Brossart Mustangs invade the Hilltop. Then on Saturday, the Thoroughbreds will also be playing in the afternoon as they'll take on Franklin County here on the Hilltop at 4 o'clock. Now, I'll be here calling the game between the Breds and the Flyers. Meanwhile, Ed Lewis will help out as he'll be up there and we'll have the call of the Phillies game at Ludlow. Back to the Thoroughbreds, though. Next Tuesday, mark this on your calendar, we'll be heading to Winchester to take on the defending 10th Region champions, Clark County Cardinals. And to finish out the winter sports, at least what I know of them, on Saturday, the wrestling team will be heading to the capital city to participate in the Franklin County Duels. So best of luck to Coach Ashbrook and his charges as they'll take on teams over there at the Franklin County Duels. Well, we're about to have the presentation of the colors by the Harrison County High School Air Force Junior ROTC, after which we'll have the national anthem. So what we'll do is we'll take a listen to the Star Spangled Banner, after which we'll take a break and then come back for the tip-off of tonight's game between Harrison County and Madison Southern. But right now, let's bring you our national anthem.
Program. Carrying the U.S. flag and commanding is Cadet Major Nathan Nickerson. Carrying the Kentucky flag is Cadet Captain Peyton Fryman. Carrying the United States Air Force flag is Cadet First Lieutenant Jesse Munoz. And the guards are Cadet First Lieutenant Abigail Palmer and Cadet Staff Sergeant Miles Bryant.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, the starting quintets for both teams have been introduced, so we're just about ready to get this game underway. The 1-2 Phillies versus the 2-1 Lady Eagles. Jumping center for Harrison County will be Kara Hines. On the opposite side of the midcourt stripe, Reese Estep for Madison Southern as we are ready for tip-off. Got 1, 2, 3 students in the stable tonight. The ball is up, and the tap will be controlled by, still after it. Finally, Southern comes up with it. Racing to the basket and laying it up and missing it will be number 24. That's Flannery, and the rebound is going to be pulled down by Caroline Van Hook. In the front court, Custard up top to Hudgens. Hudgens races to the basket, unfettered, but misses the layup. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Custard. Keeley will get the ball in the hands of Hudgens, who will bring it back in between the circles to reset the offense. Looks to her left. Now she'll start to drift that way. Gets it on the wing to Hadrick. Gab near the far hash mark. Will bring it back up top. Now makes her move inside the arc. She'll get it on the baseline to Hines. Hines' shot is off the side of the backboard. No good. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Estep. And here come the Lady Eagles. Still no score. We've played less than a minute. Into the front court. Wooten inside the center circle. Shouts out the play. Her shoes are a tangerine color. In the corner with the basketball now is Daniels. Daniels lobs it down to Estep. Estep fans it back out top to Flannery. Flannery to the right side to Wooten. From the corner, a three try by Daniels. Bounces high off the flange, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Hines. And up the floor and into the front court come the Phillies on a run. Hudgens to the basket, lays in. Good drive that time by Bailey as Harrison County takes the early 2-0 lead. 6:37 left to go in this first quarter. Across timeline with the basketball comes Flannery. In the corner, she'll find Estep, who rushes to the basket. Her layup is going to roll off, no good. Rebound, though, is going to be picked up by Daniels. Her putback is no good. And Bailey Hudgens will come away with the rebound on the second time it comes to the floor. Van Hook in the front court on the right side, right in front of the Lady Eagle bench. Kicks it up top once again to Hudgens. Bailey being harassed out top by Wooten. Now dribbles over to the left side where she'll give the ball off to Custard. Middle schooler now goes between the circles and drifts to the right side where she'll get it to Hadrick. Hadrick being guarded by Flannery. Flips it up top to a wide open Hines. Turns down the tray. Now races into the paint. She's trapped. Gets it on the left side to Custard for a three. Short. Rebound comes into the hands of Estep. And up into the front court come the Lady Eagles. 2-0 Harrison leads. 5:43 left to go in this first quarter. A low-scoring affair so far. On the right side, Estep to Wooten. To the left side, gets the ball to French. French now inside, putting it up, and in there is going to be Daniels to tie the game at 2-2. Macy Daniels with that shot. On the layup. Into the front court with 5:18 left in the first quarter come the Phillies. Ball is going to be knocked out of bounds by the Lady Eagles. Cynthia Hardee's has made from scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Van Hook inbounds the ball in between the circles to Hadrick. Crossover dribble to the foul line. Dumps it down on the block to Hines, who makes the shot. Give Hadrick the assist. Kara her first points as Harrison County goes back out on top 4-2. 5:03 left to go in the first quarter. On the left side, Estep fires a three for the lead. Way off the mark. Hadrick comes down with the rebound for Harrison County. Hadrick in the front court at the top of the key. Eyeing down the defense of Flannery. Gives it off to Hudgens. Hudgens from the block. On a weave gets the ball to Van Hook, who puts up a runner that's in and out, no good. Hines, though, comes down with the rebound. Her shot is going to be no good. And now we're going to have a foul called on Madison Southern's Wooten. That'll be Wooten's first personal foul. Thing there. From the near sideline, Hines inbounds the ball to Hudgens. New player in the game, Ashlyn Estep, a 5'4 freshman, averaging 2.3 for Southern. And now a whistle away from the basketball. And scoreboard go out again. We've had that problem since last Saturday when I think somebody stepped on the court and loosened it up. So the scoreboard has a tendency to kind of go in and out. 4:31 left here in the first quarter. Harrison County with the basketball. Hines inbounds the ball into the backcourt to Hudgens. Bailey recrosses the timeline on the near side of the circle. Her team leading 4-2. Gets it to Hadrick near the far hash mark. Back up top to Hines. Hines in the paint. Lobs on the baseline to Custard for a 12-footer that's in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Macy Daniels. And up the floor in a hurry. Here come the Lady Eagles from the right side. Ashlyn Estep fires a three, and it's good. First points of the game for Ashlyn Estep, and that gives the Lady Eagles their first lead of the game at 5-4 off of that three. Now a shot put up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Estep. And up the floor come Lady Eagles. In the corner with the basketball, Daniels. Up top finds Flannery. Now into the hands of Ashlyn Estep in the corner. She will find French. French back to Ashlyn Estep inside the center circle to Flannery. Flannery approaches the top of the key. Now passes it off on the wing to French. Pass over to the left side now with the basketball, Ashlyn Estep. Here's a three fired up short by Madison Southern. Rebound being chased after. And finally, French comes up with it for her team. Here's a three fired up by French, and it's no good short. Rebound pulled down, however, by Morgan Flannery, and Flannery puts the ball in the basket. And that will give her team a 7-4 lead. Flannery's first basket. And now we're going to have a double dribble called on Harrison County. Phillies have given up 5 points in a row. Into the game for Southern for the first time, Bella Moberly. Bella Moberly, a 5'10 junior. They've got a lot of size. She's averaging a couple of points a contest so far at the 3:07 mark of this first quarter. So up by a tray, Southern with the basketball. With the basketball up top is Ashlyn Estep. She'll hand it off to Flannery inside the center circle. Over on the right wing in front of the stable, French gets it down low to Flannery. Flannery finds Estep up top to French. French drives to the basket on a runner, bounces out. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Keely Custard of Harrison County. So up the floor and into the front court come the Phillies. Hudgens has it now in between the circles to try to settle her team down. Bailey calls out the play. She angles over to the left side. Now races to the block, to the glass. Her shot blocked out of bounds by Moberly. So Harrison will maintain possession. The Phillies just 2 for 10 from the floor here in the early going, as are the Lady Eagles. Hadrick with the basketball on the left wing. Races to the baseline. Pulls up for a 15-footer. No. Estep comes down with her fourth rebound of this first quarter. Rushing into the front court, Flannery fans to the right side to Ashlyn Estep for a three. It bounces high off the rim. No good. And Hines comes away with the board for the Phillies. Still trailing by 3. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Custard gets the ball in the corner to Hadrick. Hadrick lobs it in the paint to no one in particular. And the loose ball picked up by Hines. She'll get it to Hudgens. Hudgens races to the basket. Her up and under shot is good. Nice play that time by Bailey as she gets her team back to within 1 at 7-6. About a minute and a half left to go here in the first quarter. Ball is passed to Moberly at the elbow. She kicks to the near side to Ashlyn Estep for another 3 try. It's no good. Hines comes down with the board for Harrison. She's got 4 boards in the first quarter as well. In the front court, Hadrick almost lost it out of bounds. Lobs it out top, knocked away. And the loose ball is going to be chased down by Ashlyn Estep. Goes to the basket but misses the shot. But Moberly on the follow misses as well. And on the ensuing race for the rebound, we're going to have a foul call on Madison Southern. So a minute 10 left in this first quarter. Harrison down by 1. Had 1 tie and 1 lead change so far as Hudgens will bring the ball into the front court. Bailey with a nice line in the win the other night over St. Henry as she picked up a career high 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. Hudgens races to the block, puts a shot up, blocked from behind by Moberly, and the rebound's going to be pulled in by French. In the front court come the Lady Eagles. Going to the basket, laying it up and in is French. She never stopped, and nobody stood in front of her. So an easy drive by French for her first points of the game. With 36 seconds left to go in the quarter, the lead back to 3 at 9-6 for Madison Southern. Over on the right side, Custard gets to the elbow to Hines. Turnaround jumper, good. Hines with her 4th point. About a 10-footer in the lane. So the Phillies back to within 1 at 9-8. 15 seconds left to go in the quarter. Flannery backs up near the timeline as Southern will go for the last shot of this quarter. Clock down to 7 seconds. French in between the circles to Flannery. Back to French from the left side. A 3-ball is no good. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter of play with your score. Madison Southern 9 and Harrison County 8. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County down by 1 to the visiting Lady Eagles of Madison Southern, 9-8. Neither team shot very well in that first quarter, as you might imagine, because of the low score. Harrison was 4 for 14 from the floor. Madison Southern was 4 for 17 from out in the field. Harrison County will have the ball to begin the second quarter and a chance to retake the lead as they're working on one of the players for Madison Southern. As Ashlyn Eastep, who hit the 3, gets that taken care of, and now we're ready for play. Van Hook inbounds the ball to Hudgens. Bailey with 4 points for her team in that first quarter. Passes the ball to the left side to Hines. Hines up top to Hadrick. Gab being guarded by Flannery. Tries a crossover dribble, goes into the paint, kicks it up top to Hines. Ball fake, goes to the free throw line. Her shot's no good. Rebound pulled down by Kara. And the loose ball is going to be picked up by Madison Southern. Racing into the front court, Flannery, right side to Ashlyn Eastep for a 3, and it's good. Another tray for the freshman, and that will give her team their largest lead of the contest so far at 12-8. Early moments of the second quarter. Hudgens to the left side, long range to Custard. Keeley looks, finds Van Hook between the circles. She'll move to the block. Now back outside to Hudgens. Hudgens drives, dumps it off to Hines, gets it back up top to Custard. Keeley drives to the basket. Her runner is short. Rebound pulled down by French. And here come the Lady Eagles. Racing in the front court, Flannery. Gets it into the corner to Moberly, who's back out there, and back to Flannery, who'll bring it in between the circles to reset the offense. Backs up inside the center circle, lobs it to the far sideline to Ashlyn Eastep. Ashlyn falls down, but they're going to say it was actually off of Gab Hadrick, so Southern will maintain possession. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Here's a pass attempted inside that Moberly can't handle. Goes out of bounds. That's the first turnover of the game on Madison Southern. Harrison County just has 3. So down by 4, the Phillies with the basketball. 6.5 left to go in the half. Hudgens passes the ball off to Hadrick. Hadrick goes into the paint. A runner is up and good. First points of the game for Gab. Gets her team back to within 2 at 12-10. 6:17 left to go in the first half. Southern with the basketball and the 2-point lead. French up top to Flannery. Flannery against the defensive Van Hook. Splits the double team, gets it back to French, long range right side. French goes to the baseline, a Euro step, and she makes the shot. So 4 points for French, and that will put the Lady Eagles back up on top by 4, 14-10. 5:50 left to go. Here's a shot put up by Van Hook, no good. Rebound this time is pulled in by Ashlyn Eastep. With the basketball, Eastep on the right side, up top to Flannery. Flannery back over to the far sideline to French, long range. French looking inside, nothing there. Jada Carter's in the game. She's a 5'6 junior averaging 3.7, and she has the ball right now. And they're going to say that we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Josh Curtis. We'll take it as well. 5:27 left to go in the second quarter. Your score, Madison Southern 14, Harrison County 10. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. All right, as we get back to action out of the timeout, Harrison County down by 4 into the game for the first time for the Phillies. Kylie Hudgens. Kylie, a 5'8 senior, averaging just a point a game, but she does bring great energy and good defense to the floor. Well, treat yourself to some Snappy. Salads, chicken wings, sandwiches, and, of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235-SNAP. Thank you, Ryan. Inbounds pass comes to Flannery on the far side of the midcourt circle. She approaches the right wing, gets it into the corner to French. Back up top to Flannery. Flannery back to French in the corner. French back up top to Flannery in between the circles. Looking at the 2-3 Harrison zone. Flannery backs up near the center circle to reset. Gets to French in front of the stable. Here's a lob inside to Carter. Dumps it down low to Mobley. Her shot's no good, but Mobley gets the rebound. Her second shot is no good. Now Carter tries to go up, and the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touched by the Lady Eagles. So Harrison County with the basketball, trailing 14-10. Harrison was down 9-8 at the quarter break. We played just over 3 minutes of this second quarter. Hudgens with the basketball, fans it outside to Custard in front of the Ladies Eagle bench. Custard goes between the circles, now reverses and gets it back to Hudgens on the right side, long range. Bailey moves towards the center circle to reset the offense. Once again reverses, gets it on the near sideline, goes between the hands of Custard and out of bounds. Back in the game, Reese Estep returns. Averaging a team-leading 10 points per game, is yet to score. However, does have 4 rebounds. Walking the ball up the floor and into the front court will be Flannery. Flannery between the circles. Pass to the right side to Ashlyn Estep. Ashlyn Estep up top to French. Down to the left side to Flannery once again. Flannery in the paint. Kicks it up top to Ashlyn Estep. Ball knocked away. And the loose ball picked up by Hadrick. Hadrick one-on-one against Estep. Goes to the basket and lays it in. Nice move that time by the senior to draw her team back to within 2 after the steal and basket to 14-12. And now another turnover by Madison Southern. As Custer brings the ball to the floor, she's going to be tied up, however. And the alternating possession arrow will give the ball back to Madison Southern. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514. And Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Inbounds pass comes to Flannery. 14-12. Madison Southern leads as we go under the 4-minute mark of the first half. French in the corner, lobs it down on the block to Estep. That's Reese Estep. Now as she comes back out, she has the ball go off her hands and out of bounds. So after not committing any turnovers up until about a minute ago, the Lady Eagles have turned the ball over on 4 consecutive possessions. Back in the game, Daniels returns. However, Southern still leads by 2, 14-12, as Harrison County's shooting woes continue. Hudgens will jog the ball into the front court on the near side of the circle. Goes between the circles now, guarded heavily by Wooten, who's back in the game. Hudgens at the foul line. Bumped pretty hard. Now tries a pass to Kylie Hudgens. It's beyond her and goes out of bounds. That's 6 turnovers for Harrison here in the first half. So up by 2. The Lady Eagles with the basketball. 3:16 on the clock here in the first half. Flannery up top to Wooten, to the foul line to French. Back over to the right side. Here's a 3 by Flannery. Off to the left, no good, but Wooten goes and gets the rebound. Shot put up, no good, but this time the rebound is pulled down by Daniels, and Daniels puts it in the hole to put her team back up by 4, 16-12. in the front court with the basketball. That's Kylie Hudgens on the wing, finds Hadrick. Hadrick to the right side to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey now will bring it back towards the center circle to reset the offense, guarded closely by Wooten. Be careful, Bailey. Bailey in the paint, goes to the basket. Her up and under move is no good. E-step comes down with the rebound, and here come the Lady Eagles. French to Wooten. Wooten goes baseline, knocks down Hines, no call, misses the bucket. Rebound pulled down by Hadrick. Gabb races the ball into the front court, nearly double team, but dribbles out of it and brings it back near the timeline to reset the offense. 16-12, Harrison down. Hadrick makes a move on Wooten, crosses over her dribble from the left elbow. A jump shot is off the mark, and E-step, that's Reese E-step, gets the rebound. Quickly in the front court, Flannery in the corner, wide open. Wooten for three, rolls off. Rebound pulled down by Hadrick. Phillies need a bucket here. We haven't scored in the last 3 minutes, but still only trail by 4. Under 2 to go in the first half. Over on the left side, Custard gets the ball in the corner to Kylie Hudgens. Back up top to Custard. Keeley in between the circles. Guarded by French, backs up. Now makes her move to the right side where she'll hand the ball off to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey to Kylie. Once again, the ball goes beyond her outreached hand and out of bounds. So give the ball back to the Lady Eagles as Caroline Van Hook returns to the floor, replacing Kylie Hudgens. Kylie playing for the first time this season despite being a senior, and although she is improving every game, it takes a little while to understand the nuances of the game, and I'm sure she will. Here's a three by French, good, as she drains the high arcing tray. First three of the game for French, and that puts the Lady Eagles up by their biggest margin at 7 at 19-12. A minute left to go in the first half. Custard up top to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey looks inside, nothing is there. She'll jump to the left side now, races to the block, tries a pass to Van Hook, it goes beyond her and out of bounds. Seem to be having a communication problem with the Phillies here in this game. Under a minute to go, Flannery will walk the ball into the front court. 19-12 is your score. Right now, a 7-2 run by the Lady Eagles, which may not seem like much, but in a low-scoring game like this it's huge. Top of the key, Flannery, left side three by French is good again. Nobody went out there to get her, and she buries it with 34 seconds on the clock. So threes on back-to-back possessions by Hallie French. Into the front court with the basketball come the Phillies. Hudgens, that's Bailey with it. Goes to the top of the key, now gets to the left side to Hadrick, long range. Gabb looks at the clock, sees there's 16 seconds left, moves to the left elbow, lobs it in the corner to Van Hook. Van Hook lobs it and is taken away by Reese E-step, and then it is re-stolen by Hadrick, and now a loose ball on the floor is picked up by the Lady Eagles, and going to the basket and scoring will be Flannery, and that is the way that the half will end. A furious scramble for the basketball, but it's Flannery who is able to come up with it and lays it in just as the buzzer sounds to send her team into the locker room, up 24-12 as the Lady Eagles have doubled up the Phillies here in the first half. We invite you to stay tuned now for our halftime show, brought to you by Joe Cochran at State Farm. We'll go over all the scoring and stats from the first half. That coming up after this timeout. But once again, here on the Hilltop, your halftime score, Madison Southern 24, Harrison County 12. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WCYN Sports.
Dealing with the real world wasn't easy, even before the whole global pandemic thing. Trying to pay the bills, worrying about family, or just trying to figure out what you want to be. The good news? Maysville Community and Technical College is open and ready, with on-campus and online programs that can lead to essential careers in IT, healthcare, and more, all at less than half the cost of a four-year university. So never put your dreams on hold, and never underestimate you.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. The Lady Eagles of Madison Southern finish off the first half on a 12-2 run to break open what was a close game at 12-10 to what is presently the Lady Eagles' 24-12 advantage. Taking a look at the scoring, first for Madison Southern, they're paced by Hadley French, who has 10 points here at the break, including a couple of three-pointers. 8 of her 10 came in the rally in the second quarter. 6 points off the bench for Ashlyn Estep, who has buried a couple of trays, and 4 points as well for both Macy Daniels and Morgan Flannery. Also playing but not scoring, Tara Wooten, Reese Estep, Jada Carter, as well as Bella Moberly. For Harrison County, 3 different individuals have 4 points apiece. Kara Hines, Gab Hedrick, and Bailey Hudgens. Also playing but not scoring, Keely Custard, Caroline Van Hook, and Kylie Hudgens. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break and come back and give you the team stats following this timeout. Once again, your halftime score, Madison Southern 24, Harrison County 12. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC1. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County down 24-12, a game that's seen one tie and one lead change. The Lady Eagles have taken the lead, or took the lead midway through the first quarter and never relinquished it, and right now lead by that 12-point margin. Neither team shot very well. Harrison County was 6 of 21 for 28.6%. They only attempted one three-pointer and missed it. Meanwhile, Madison Southern was 10 out of 30. That's 33.3%. However, they were 4 of 12 from beyond the arc. Neither team shot any free throws in the first half, which is very unusual. Turnovers, Harrison County committed 10 to only 5 for Madison Southern, but 4 of those turnovers happened in 4 consecutive possessions in the second quarter to keep Harrison County relatively close. And the rebounding battle was won by Madison Southern 19-12. 8 offensive and 11 defensive rebounds for the Lady Eagles. They were paced on the boards by Reese Estep, who has 6 rebounds here at the break. Meanwhile, 3 offensive and 9 defensive rebounds for Harrison County's 12. Their leading rebound in the first half, Kara Hines, who has 5 boards here at the break. So that's the way the numbers break down for you, and it's kind of easy to see why Harrison County is down. Madison Southern 4 for 12 from beyond the arc, and out rebounding Harrison County 19-12, including 8 offensive rebounds for the Lady Eagles, who have played great defense all year long, as we mentioned in the pregame show, coming into the game giving up just 33 points a game. Right now, they're ahead of that average with Harrison County at 12 points here at the break. Well, the teams are still back in their respective locker rooms. We're going to take a break right now and come back with the third quarter handoff right after this timeout. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County's got some work to do as they are down 24-12, and currently Madison Southern on a 12-2 run that has given them this dozen-point lead, their biggest of the night. The Phillies will inbounds the ball to begin things here, so let's go ahead and get a possession, a good possession and some points. Hadrick races in the paint, a runner is put up and rims out no good, and Estep will come down with her 7th rebound of the night. Into the front court, Wooten with the basketball, gets it into the hands of French. Guard her. She has a couple of threes already in the game. Dribbles to the left side, gets it to Flannery. Flannery back between the circles to French once again. French bounces the pass to Flannery on the right side, goes baseline pass to Wooten. 10-footer is an air ball, and Hines comes down with the rebound for the Phillies. So both teams unsuccessful in their first possessions of the second half. Bailey Hudgens with the ball in between the circles. Angles to her left. Inside the arc, to the block, to the glass shot. Blocked, though, by Estep. And here come the Lady Eagles the other way. Across the timeline comes Flannery. Flannery at the top of the key. Fires an open three try against the 2-3 zone. It's no good. Van Hook skies for the rebound. That's Caroline's second rebound of the night. Going to the basket, but missing the layup will be Hadrick. Rebound pulled down by Flannery. Flannery in the front court. Hands the ball off to French in front of her own bench. French now dribbles to the block, and a pass is stolen by Van Hook. Caroline all the way the other way, lays it up and good. First points of the game for Van Hook, and Harrison County is back to within 10 at 24-14. We played about a minute and a half of this third quarter. With the basketball out top is Flannery to the right side to French long range. French lobs the ball down low to Estep. She'll get it back in the corner to French. French goes into the paint, lobs up a 10-footer that's no good, and Hadrick comes down with the rebound for the Phillies. Phillies trying to get down to a single-digit deficit. Hines forces up a shot, and we're going to have a jump ball call, as they had said that Estep was all over that one. So on the alternating possession arrows, give it back to Madison Southern. Cynthia Hardee's has made-from-scratch breakfast options and the best burgers in town. Hardee's is a proud supporter of Breads and Phillies basketball. Walking the ball up the floor will be Flannery as she checks out Coach Curtis and what play he wants to run this time down the floor. Once again, happy birthday, Josh Curtis. French with the basketball, drives around Hudgens. That's Bailey. Tries a pass down low to Estep, but the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds by Hines. Madison Southern will maintain possession. Phillies will be back in action on Saturday when we head to Ludlow for a 3 o'clock start. 1:30 JV game time. From her own baseline, Flannery gets the ball inbounds, this time to Estep. Estep to Wooten, misses the easy shot, and Van Hook comes down with another board. Gets it in the front court to Hadrick. In between the circles to Van Hook. Van Hook races to the block, bounce pass inside, knocked out of bounds by Wooten. So Harrison County will maintain possession. 5.5 left here in the third quarter. Only one basket has been scored in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half, that by Harrison County. Van Hook looking, lobs it up top to Hines, to Hadrick on the right side, long range. Gabb now races to the left side inside the paint, puts up a 15-footer off the mark, and the rebound's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Harrison County. So give the ball back to Southern. If you've been thinking about a farm or machinery loan, call Michael Furnish with Farm Credit Mid-America at 859-254-2741 and learn how he can help you. Across the timeline comes Flannery. Gets it to Daniels. Daniels in the corner to French. French lobs the ball to Estep, who goes to the basket. Her shot's no good, but a foul's going to be called on Van Hook. That'll be the first foul of the game whistled against either team. 5:11 left to go in the third quarter. That's a long time. Estep going to the line on the year. She is a 42% free throw shooter, but she drains that one. That's her first point of the night. Came in as the leading scorer for these Madison Southern Lady Eagles. Makes the score 25-14, 5:11 left. Second free throw is no good. Coming down with the rebound is Hadrick. Hadrick now throws the ball away herself. And now the ball is restolen by Keely Custard, but the loose ball is still on the floor and rolls out of bounds. Last touched by Madison Southern, so Harrison County will get the basketball. 4:56 left to go in the third. 25-14. Lady Eagles up from her own baseline. Van Hook looking to get the ball inbounds. Lobs it up top and nearly taken away, and now it will be stolen by Southern. Flannery all the way the other way. There's a shot blocked by Custard. Rebound goes out of bounds off of Harrison County. But a nice block that time by Keeley. Stayed straight up, or arms straight up. Textbook. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be French. Nope, she'll give way now instead to Flannery. Flannery looking, gets the ball this time to Estep. Her turnaround jumper is no good, and the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. And they're going to say that the Lady Eagles touched it last. Back in the game comes Ashlyn Estep for Southern. Well, despite the fact they're 11 points ahead, Southern continues to struggle from the floor just about as much as the Phillies are. Hudgens, it's Bailey, will bring the ball across the timeline. Drifts to the left side, gets to the elbow, extended to Hines. Hines looking for someone to pass to, finds Van Hook up top. Van Hook goes in the paint, back to Hines. Hines in the corner finds Bailey. Hudgens, who will fire a three, try short. Rebound on the offside, picked up by French. It's only the second three-point attempt that Harrison County's had in the ball game. They've missed both of them. Up top with the basketball is Estep. Pass down low intended for Estep is off her hands and out of bounds. That's 3 turnovers here in the second half on Madison Southern. Timeout called by Coach Marshall, just a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Harrison County down 25-14. The Phillies trailed 24-12 at the half. We've only had a total of 3 points scored in this entire quarter through the first 4 minutes. Along with the Phillies game on Saturday up at Ludlow, they'll return home on Monday to take on the Lady Stangs of Bishop Brossart. And then next Wednesday, they'll also be here on the Hilltop a week from tonight to take on the Lady Defenders of Bryan Station. So 3 tough games coming up for the Phillies. So we said the schedule put together by Coach Marshall, ambitious, but it will make us better. Alrighty, out of the timeout, Hudgens brings the ball across the timeline. Bailey looks at the defense, gets the ball to Hines at the elbow. Hines had to go to the floor to come up with a loose ball. Now it's stolen away by Flannery. Flannery to the basket, lays it up and in. 6 points for Morgan Flannery. And the lead grows to 27-14 after the steal and layup. 3:44 on the clock in the third. On the right side, long-range Van Hook. Carolina up top finds Hines, fakes the three, kicks to the left side to Bailey Hudgens. Bailey back up top to Van Hook. Van Hook, a runner, is off the flange, and the rebound's going to be pulled down by Daniels. Bringing the ball up the floor will be Flannery. Kicks it to the far side, or near sideline, to Ashlyn Estep. Now in the corner to Reese Estep. Reese Estep tries a backdoor pass. It's going to be knocked away, but the loose ball picked up by Southern. French to Reese Estep. Back to French. Now to Flannery near the center circle where they'll reset. Over on the left side, Daniels has it long range, and in the corner now, French has it. Hadley French being harassed by Van Hook, kicks the ball to the near side of the midcourt circle to Flannery. Flannery floats a ball into the corner to Daniels, back on the wing. Ashlyn Estep's three is off the front of the rim, no good. Caroline Van Hook comes down with the board for Harrison. Here's a pass down low to Hines, and then she goes to the basket. Her shot's no good, but she's going to be fouled by Ashlyn Estep. That's the first foul of the game whistled on Madison Southern. 2:44 left to go in the third. Going to the line will be Hines. On the year, Kara, a 67% free throw shooter. All four of her points came in the first quarter. First one's on the way and perfect. Back in the game, Moberly returns for the Lady Eagles. 27-15. Now the score. Harrison County still down. They've trailed since it was 5-4 early on. Second free throw is in and out. Rebound pulled down by Reese Estep, who now has 9 boards in the game. Came in averaging 8 rebounds per contest. Cross timeline with the basketball comes Flannery, where she's met by Hedrick. Gets it on the wing to Ashlyn Estep. Ashlyn Estep up top to French. French to Reese Estep on the left wing, long range. She'll dump it back to French on the give and go, and French lays it in. Well, you can't draw it up much better than that. Hadley French with the layup on that backdoor cut puts her team up by its largest margin at 29-15 with a little bit over 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Bailey Hudgens races into the paint, gets it to Hines, ball fake, goes to the basket, her layup is good. Nice move that time by Kara to make it a 12-point game at 29-17. As we go under the 2-minute mark here in the third. With the basketball, Flannery to the left side finds French. French lobs the ball to Moberly. Moberly goes baseline, cut off. She'll get it back on the wing on the far side to French. Now a skip pass to the near side to Ashlyn Estep. Ashlyn drops the ball. Flannery picks it up. Now a pass back to Ashlyn. Ashlyn Estep in the paint. Lost control of the basketball. Loose ball on the floor is going to be picked up by Keely Custard. She'll get it in the front court and knocked it out of bounds. The pass is by Flannery. So Harrison will maintain possession. Like to get that deficit down to single digits going into the fourth quarter if possible. Bailey Hudgens comes across the timeline on the far side of the circle. Shouts out the play as she gets her people where they're supposed to be. Basically a 1-4 offense. Bailey from the left elbow kicks it at the foul line to Hines. Ball faking as Hines goes down to the block. She kicks it out of bounds. Well, after committing 10 turnovers in the first half, that's only the 4th here in the third quarter by the Phillies, 14 altogether. 9 turnovers have been made by Southern in the ball game. Little token pressure in the backcourt by the Phillies as Flannery brings the ball to the front court. Lobs it inside, knocked away by Hines, and the loose ball is going to be picked up by Hadrick. Outlet pass to Hines in the front court. Kara up top to Hadrick. She'll fire a three. Good! Boy, we really needed that shot there. And that will get the Phillies back to within a single-digit deficit at 29-20 on the big three by Gab Hadrick. Just 44 seconds left to go in the third. French with the basketball on the right side, long range. Runs into Van Hook, no call. Now French gets the ball on the baseline to Moberly. Back up top to Reese Estep. Backdoor cut to Flannery. But Flannery, before she can get to the basket, is going to be fouled. Foul's going to be called on Hadrick. Now be Gab's first. With 29 seconds on the clock. 29-27 leads. They have the ball from her own baseline. Flannery. Play good defense, girls. Inbounds pass comes to Moberly. On the wing, she'll find Ashlyn Estep. who passes it back into the corner to Flannery. Back up top to Ashlyn Eastep. Gets away. Tipped by Harrison, but Ashlyn Eastep chases down the loose ball. 16 seconds on the clock now. Ashlyn Eastep being harassed by Custard out front. Dribbles around her, and now we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Curtis. And with 12 seconds left, it's just going to be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it right here. So your situation is that with 12 seconds left in the third quarter, Harrison County, who one time trailed by as many as 14, now trail by just a 9-point margin, but the Lady Eagles of Madison Southern have the ball. Well, treat yourself to some snappy salads, chicken wings, and sandwiches, and of course, Beast Pizza. Call 235-7627 right now. That's 235.
Snap.
Thank you, Ryan. Always Johnny on the spot. Out of the timeout, the Lady Eagles will inbounds the ball from the near sideline, near the hash mark to the left of the Southern bench. Ball passed in the backcourt to Flannery. Flannery comes into the front court, gets into the corner to Ashlyn Eastep, turns down the tray with 5 seconds left. Now backs up for a long three. It's off to the left, no good. Hedrick comes down with the rebound, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter of play with your score, Madison Southern 29, Harrison County 20. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Well, another low-scoring quarter in this contest between Harrison County and Madison Southern. Harrison County was 3 of 10 from the floor in the third quarter with 4 turnovers. Madison Southern, 2 of 10 from the field with 5 turnovers. Harrison County, though, has closed the gap to just 9 after trailing by as many as 14. Bailey Hudgens with the basketball, splits the defense. Her layup, though, is going to be short, and Moberly comes down with the rebound for the Lady Eagles. With the ball, Flannery crosses the timeline in the middle of the floor, gets it on the right side, long range to Ashlyn Eastep. Ashlyn gets it in the corner to Moberly. Moberly in front of her own bench. Now looking for help, throws it over the outstretched hands of Ashlyn Eastep into the backcourt. Ball rolls out of bounds. Last touched by, what are they going to say? Last touch by Harrison County. So Southern will maintain possession in the backcourt. Harrison County Farm Bureau knows that if you want something protected, you keep it covered. Call 234-4514, and Dustin or Amy will get you covered. Walking the ball into the front court comes Flannery. Eyes down the defense of Bailey Hudgens. Launches it to the near side. Long range to French. Back up top to Moberly. Moberly into the hands now of Flannery once again on the far side of the midcourt circle. French has the ball now in between the circles. Closing in on her defensively is Bailey Hudgens. Now a pass on the baseline to Flannery to the elbow to Carter, who's back in the game. Carter falls down and is going to be called for the travel. So give the ball back to the Phillies. But first a substitution as Macy Daniels will check back in for Carter. This is a good Madison Southern team. As we mentioned in the pregame show, they were 18-7 last year and won their district. Cross timeline comes Bailey Hudgens. Was about to pass the ball to Custard. May have walked. Now Keeley does have the ball, but cut off on the baseline by French. She'll get it out top once again to Hadrick. Hadrick races into the paint, to the block, to the glass. Her shot's no good. Gets her own rebound and tosses it back out front. Nice offensive board work. Now with the basketball inside the center circle, Bailey Hudgens. Bailey on the right side to Hadrick. Hadrick races to the baseline. Her 12-footer is off the mark, and Flannery comes down with the rebound for the Lady Eagles. on the right side of 3, fired up by French, is rolling off, no good. Reese steps, rebound attempt is no good. She gets her own miss again, and this time she'll put it back up and in. E-step, that is our first field goal of the game. Now Patrick gets the ball in the corner to Custard. Now back out front. Ball comes into the hands of Hudgens. 31-20 is your score. Hudgens races to the block, puts a shot from there. No good. Ball knocked around. And finally surrounded and grabbed by Moberly. 20, make that 31-20 is your score. Harrison down by 11. Across the timeline comes Flannery. Moves to the left side, now reverses, nearly fell down. Now gets it to Ashlyn E-step for an open 3. No good once again. Rebound is going to be saved from going out of bounds by Van Hook. And now Keely Custard is going to be fouled. Foul is going to be on Hadley French. That'll be her first. Back in the game, Wooten returns now for Southern. She'll replace Ashlyn E-step. So down by 11, 5:16 left to go, still time. Harrison County coming off that win the other night against St. Henry. But now we'll have to come back in this one to do the same. From the left side, Bailey Hudgens to the elbow to Hines. Hines back up top to Bailey. Bailey behind the back dribble, launches it to the baseline to Custard. Keeley goes to the block, forces up a shot, it's no good, and Reese E-step comes down with another board. Into the front court with the basketball comes Flannery. Flannery up top now to Reese E-step. E-step hands it back to Flannery on the near side. Flannery in the paint, kicks to the left side to French. In the corner, Wooten open for a 3 try. No good long once again, and the rebound is going to be a tie-up between Hines and Reese E-step. Alternating possession arrow will keep the ball in the hands of the Lady Eagles. From her own baseline to trigger the inbounds pass will be Flannery. Clock down to 4:33. Flannery gets the ball to Reese E-step. Her hook shot's no good, but they're going to call a foul on Van Hook. That'll be Caroline's second, first player in the game to pick up multiple fouls, as Reese E-step will go to the line where she's 1 for 2. 3 points and 12 boards for her. First free throw by the junior is on the way and good. Extends her team's lead to a dozen points at 32-20. Second free throw is no good, and Van Hook will chase down the rebound. Now, as she comes up the floor, Van Hook drops the ball out of bounds. Loive. From the near sideline, French gets the ball to Reese E-step. Now to the block to Moberly. Moberly tries to get the ball to a flashing Flannery. Ball is going to be knocked out of Flannery's hands, but there's a foul going to be called on Bailey Hudgens. So Morgan Flannery going to the line for the first time tonight on the year. She's a 63% free throw shooter. Her first free throw is no good, however. As a team, Southern 2 for 5 from the line. Harrison County 1 for 2. Second free throw by number 24 is going to be good. And that puts the score at 33-20. 4:18 on the clock. Cross timeline comes Hadrick. Gets it on the left side to Hudgens, long range. Hudgens behind the back dribble, goes to the block between the double team. Misses the shot, but she's fouled and will go to the line for 2. Nice drive. Foul's going to be assessed to Moberly, and that'll be Moberly's first. Hudgens going to the line for the first time tonight on the year, a 56% free throw shooter. First free throw is good by the freshman. Makes the score 33-21 with another free throw coming at the 4:08 mark. And this one is no good. Rebound pulled in by Flannery. Flannery brings the ball up the floor, across the timeline on the near side of the circle on the wing, finds Wooten. Wooten back up top to the left side, gets the ball in the hands of Reese E-step. Reese E-step picks up her dribble, throws it over the outstretched arms of Wooten out of bounds for a turnover. Coming back in the game for Southern, Reese E-step. Oh, 23. Macy Daniels returns. Hines inbounds the ball to Hudgens. Bailey will bring the ball to the front court as we pass the midway point of the fourth quarter. Harrison still down by a dozen. Hadrick up top to Hines. Hines gets down the wing to Hudgens for a three-point try. Air ball. Offside rebounds going to be pulled in by French. She has 5 rebounds tonight. Across the timeline comes Flannery. Flannery hands the ball off to Wooten. Wooten dribbles around Hudgens, goes to the block, knocks down Van Hook, but they're going to call a blocking foul, and the shot is going to be good. So a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play by Tara Wooten. For, Wooten on the year is a 67% free throw shooter. Free throw up, free throw good for the successful three-point play the old-fashioned way. 36-21, this is the largest deficit of the game for Harrison. Hudgens in the front court, bounce pass to the far sideline to Custer, trying to save it from going out of bounds. Does not. Ball picked up by the Lady Eagles, pass to Wooten, who goes to the basket. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled. We'll go to the line for 2. That foul is going to be on Bailey Hudgens, her second. Wooten going back to the line where she just made that old-fashioned three-point play and makes this free throw here. Game starting to get a little bit out of hand as it's 37-21. Make it 38-21 with 3:04 left. 5 points for Wooten, all coming here in the fourth quarter. Hudgens passes the ball to Hadrick. The ball is slapped away by Flannery, and now a tie-up on the floor between Flannery and Hadrick. Alternating possession arrow will keep the ball in the hands of Harrison County. 38-21. Phillies trailed 29-20 at the quarter break. Here's a lob inside, knocked away and out of bounds by Reese Step. Back in the game, Macy Daniels returns. Phillies have been outscored 9-1 here in the fourth. Van Hook from her own baseline gets the ball on the wing in front of her own bench to Hadrick. Hadrick crossover dribble, goes baseline, puts up a 12-footer good. 9 points on the night for Gab. However, it may be too little too late as her team trails 38-23 and only 2.5 minutes left to go. Out top, Flannery with the basketball. Backs up near the center circle. Guarded closely by Custer. Now makes her move to the right side where she'll give the ball off to French. French drives to the baseline. Puts up a shot blocked partially, it looked like. Rebound was brought down by Wooten, and as she tries to pass it back outside, it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Harrison County. So Southern will inbounds it from the corner to the right of their bench. Leading 38-23. Lob pass to Flannery. Looks inside, nothing there. Dribbles it in between the circles, backs up inside the center circle to reset the offense. Flannery drifts to the far side. Remember, Flannery, a 4-year starter at that point. In fact, there are 3 4-year starters on the floor for Madison Southern. Racing to the basket and laying it up, but missing it is Wooten. Rebound pulled down by Van Hook. In the front court, she'll get the ball to Custard. Custard goes baseline, cut off by Wooten. And now as she tries to dribble it over to the far side, the ball's going to be knocked out of her hands and out of bounds by Wooten. Harrison will maintain possession. And now timeout called by Harrison County. We'll take it as well. 1:46 left to go, your score. Madison Southern 38, Harrison County 23. You're listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County starting to run out of time in this contest as they trail by 15 with 1:46 left. They will have the ball out of the timeout. But it looks like we're going to drop to 1-3, while Madison Southern, if things continue the way they are, will improve to 3-1. Hadrick will inbounds the ball from the far sideline near the hash mark in front of the stable. Gets it up top to Hines in the hands of Hudgens. Bailey goes to the block. Her shot's going to be blocked out of there by Moberly. And up the floor and into the front court come the Lady Eagles. French at the top of the key gets the ball to Wooten in between the circles. Wooten back to the near side to Daniels. Daniels guarded closely by Hines. Dishes it off to Flannery in front of her own bench. Flannery will bring the ball in between the circles. Pass to the left side. This time to Reese Estep. Now back to Wooten. Southern running some clock here. Now a foul on Hadrick, and that'll be Gabb's second. It'll also be the 7th team foul on Harrison, so Southern will shoot some free throws from here until the end of the game over the final 73 seconds. Wooten going to the line. She's 3 for 3. As Carter returns to the lineup, she'll come in for Daniels. Kylie Hudgens also will be checking back in for the Phillies. She saw some action earlier. Now Brooke Kinney coming in. Brooke, a 5'6" junior. Also checking in the game, Katie Beth Linville. She's a 5'6" freshman. And making her first appearance as a varsity Philly, Marley Toll, a 5'8" 8th grader. She's been battling some injuries. Is able to play now. Also mass substitutions coming in for Southern. Hannah Ashcraft, a 5'7" senior, checks in. Also coming in. We'll get him as we go. Wooten. Oh, Southern only had 4 girls on the floor, so somebody's going to have to check in. Standing at the scorer's table was Ashlyn Estep, and so she will come in now. Wooten's first free throw is no good. I thought it was 1-1. And everybody confused, as I think the officials thought that it was a 2-shot foul after calling it a 1-1. But all the girls on the floor after the ball missed just kind of watched it, and Katie Beth Limble finally picked it up because it came near her. Now the officials trying to figure out what to do since that front end of the 1-1 was missed. Now the lead official is going to bring the coaches together and basically said, our fault, all 3 officials missed it. And I think they're going to give the ball to Southern. I don't understand the logic in that because they missed the free throw. Unbelievable. In the corner, here's a 3 fired up, no good by Ashcraft. Rebound brought down by Kylie Hudgens. Kylie in the front court goes baseline, now is trapped. Gets the ball to Toll. Under a minute to go. Also in the game for the first time as a varsity Philly, Maddie Carson with the ball, a steal and a miss on the other end of the floor. And the ensuing rebound is going to be a tie-up. Possession arrow will keep the ball in the hands of the Lady. Nope. Change their mind again. Of Harrison County. So Maddie Carson and Marley Toll getting their first taste of varsity action. They both played well in JV games this year. Toll with it at the right elbow. Dishes it off to Carson, who drops it out of bounds. So give the ball back to the Lady Eagles. With 30 seconds left to go, Ashlyn Estep will bring the ball into the front court. Estep across the timeline. Maddie, a 5'1" freshman, in case you were wondering. Marley, a 5'8" 8th grader. In between the circles now, Moberly with the basketball. Moberly gets it into the hands of a teammate. Now to Ashlyn Estep once again as there's just 10 seconds left. Now Carter has the ball. She'll bounce pass it between the circles to Ashcraft. Now back to the near side to Moberly as the clock winds down to 0. And that will be the ball game. Madison Southern knocks off Harrison County by a final score of 38-23. It was pretty close for a half, but then the taller and more experienced Lady Eagles took control of the game and never in doubt from about midway through the third quarter on. Alrighty, we'll invite you to stay tuned for our post-game show sponsored by MCTC, the Licking Valley campus. We'll go over all the scoring and stats for the game, as well as name our Judy Construction Company player of the game. We'll also have a short chat with Coach Marshall and get her thoughts on tonight's contest as well. But once again, from here on the hilltop, your final score, once again, Madison Southern 38, Harrison County 23. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on WC. Back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County falls by a final score of 38-23 to the Lady Eagles of Madison Southern, a game which Harris County just never got things going as they turned the ball over 18 times and only shoot 25%, and just in general looked a little like they were on different pages of the playbook as some passes were thrown where nobody was standing, and it was obvious that some of the people that actually did catch the ball weren't expecting it to come their way. But give a lot of credit to Madison Southern. Very experienced team with 3 4-year starters, and they played like it tonight. As they didn't shoot very well either, but were able to overcome those shooting woes by just playing solid. In fact, they only hit 28% of their shots, so both teams shoot under 30%, and neither coach can be really pleased with what they saw tonight. Game kind of turned in the second quarter, actually. Back and forth affair early on. Harrison County was down 12-10 after Gab Hadrick made a runner with 6 minutes left to go in the half. But then over the remaining 6 minutes, Harrison was only able to make a couple of points while they turned the ball over several times, while at the same time, Madison Southern made 12 points, so they went in the locker room leading 24-12. That lead would eventually grow to as many as 15, which was our final margin, but in the third quarter when they were making that big run, it got to be at 29-15. Actually, it's a 14 margin. I can't add. And that a layup by Hadley French wrapped up a 17-5 run, and the Phillies just were unable to recover. Taking a look at the individual numbers, first the scoring for Madison Southern, who improves to 3-1 on the year. They placed just one player in double figures, that being Hadley French, who had 12 points, including a couple of trays. 10 of those 12 came in the first half. 7 points by Morgan Flannery. 6 points by Ashlyn Estep on a couple of first-half threes. 5 points for Tara Wooten. And then 4 points each for Macy Daniel and Reese Estep, who didn't have a very good night. Estep came in averaging a team-leading 10 points per game, but only had 4 points tonight. However, she did grab 13 rebounds as Harrison County was dominated on the backboards tonight. Also getting in the game but not scoring, Hannah Ashcraft, Jada Carter, and Bella Moberly. Harrison County, meanwhile, paced by Gab Hadrick, who had 9 points, including a three-pointer. And with that three-pointer, get my notes out here, Gab now has 120 in her career, moving her into sole possession of 7th place on the all-time three-pointers made list at Harrison County as she passes Christine Garnett. Coach Garnett playing here between 1993 and 2000, so Gab continues to move up the all-time list on several different categories. Also scoring for Harrison, Kara Hines had 7, 5 points for Bailey Hudgens, and a couple of points as well for Caroline Van Hook. Also getting into the game but not scoring, Keely Custard, Kylie Hudgens, Brooke Kinney, Katie Beth Linville, and making their first varsity appearances tonight, Marley Toll, as well as Maddie Carson. So congratulations to those two girls especially, earning their way to varsity minutes. That's the way the individual numbers look. We'll take a break and come back and look at the team stats following this timeout. Once again, your final score from here on the Hilltop, Madison Southern 38, Harrison County 23. You've been listening to Philly Basketball on W. Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County falls by a final score of 38-23 to the Eagles of Madison Southern High School, which is down in Berea, in case you did not know. Adding up the offensive rebounds grabbed by Madison Southern before I tell you all the other info. For the game, as we said, both teams shot less than 30%. Harrison County was 10 of 39. That's 25.6%. They only attempted 4 three-pointers and made 1. Meanwhile, Madison Southern was 14 out of 50 for 28%, including 4 of 20 from the floor in the second half. They attempted 19 trays and made 4 of them. From the free throw line, the Phillies only went there 4 times and made 2 for 50%, while Southern went to the line 10 times and made 6 for an even 60%. Harrison County, as we said before, 18 turnovers on the night, while Southern committed 12 miscues. Add up these rebounds again to make sure I'm right. 8 and 8 is 16, 29, 30, 31, 35. Harrison County is dominated on the backboards as they're out-rebounded 35-24. 4 offensive and 20 defensive rebounds for the Thoroughbred, or make that for the Phillies. They had a couple of players with 7 rebounds apiece. Both Gab Hedrick and Caroline Van Hook had 7 rebounds. For Madison Southern, as we mentioned, Reese Estep pulled down 13 boards on the night to lead her team. So there are your team statistics. Joined now by Coach Marshall. And, Coach, it just wasn't a very good game.
Okay, I don't know what you want me to say back to that.
You are correct.
Well, I mean, we got to find scoring. We got to find how to score with contact, because clearly there was a lot of contact tonight. And, we got to the basket but then couldn't finish. And we've got to be able to do that. And, I thought the girls got tired. It hurts not having Lauren.
Right.
And I thought we got tired out there, and you saw a lot of people standing on defense. And I don't get that, I really don't understand that. Like, in the middle of a game, how you just stop and stand there. If you're that tired, has to come out. That's just a little bit of passion to keep going. But there was a lot of times we were just standing, and somebody else was putting pressure on, and then they just passed to somebody else. And, that's frustrating for the person who just worked their tail off.
Right.
But, I thought there's always good and bad out of every game. And so that's what my job is at this point, is to go back and evaluate. And, I'm not going to give up anything on this team. And we just got to find that fire in us to keep going. I thought this was the first time we started getting a little chippy with each other. Things were going bad in that second quarter. And I kind of sat back a little bit, because we've got to have a leader emerge,
right,
and use our voices. And right now we're not using our voices. This is a very quiet team. We don't have that loud person, and people don't really understand how that goes into it a lot. And we've got to have somebody break that ice and give us a little bit of energy, and learn how to talk to each other.
Right.
Instead of, if somebody makes a mistake, instead of going to somebody else and complaining about it, then go straight to them and help fix it. That's what a good teammate does. And so, but it has to happen in practice. It all starts in practice, and our practices have to be 10 times better than what they are right now. And we've got to find scoring.
One positive, I think, came out of this contest. Caroline Van Hook had 7 rebounds, and she's starting to have more confidence to go in there and dig out those things.
Yeah, I thought, I thought that she did a good job inside. I don't know what 32 ended up with.
Just 4 points, but she did get 13 rebounds.
Okay, so this is wrong. She's at 4. I mean, she's a good player. And so Kara and Caroline had a battle in there. And, I don't know if you keep offensive rebounds.
Yes.
But how many of those did they have?
They had 9.
Okay. That was some of the goals for our game. We knew that we were going to have to possibly give up some threes, and they hit a few more threes than we wanted. But we wanted them to prove that they could do it and not give up the lane. And they had that size in there. And
right.
We didn't give up any high-lows, which they're very good at. And so, there were some successful things. So, to say it's bad, that's not productive. So we just have to look at the good and the bad and fix it, come back tomorrow and fix it, and then reevaluate and go after it on Saturday.
Don't know much about Ludlow as we travel up to Northern Kentucky on Saturday, but do you know anything about them?
Yeah, they've got a good post player, very good post player. I think they're either 3-0 and 4-0. They're good. They're not bad. But they've got a good aggressive post player who's athletic, and then they've got a good guard, and they've got a great coach that moved over from Connor. Everybody was surprised when he left Connor to go to Ludlow, but he's from there. So he's done a good job with them, and he's got this post player that's pretty good. So again, just come back, right now we're just trying to get better as a team. It's
Right.
not, we want to beat this team or whatever. We want to win. And to do that, we got to get better as a team. And right now, we've got to have better practices. It's got to start in practice.
All right, Coach, appreciate you coming over, and we'll talk to you on Saturday.
Thank you.
Head Philly basketball coach Kim Marshall after Harrison County's 38-23 loss at the hands of Madison Southern here on the Hilltop tonight. As far as our Judy Construction Company player of the game, we'll give it to Gab Hadrick. She played pretty well. 9 points, 7 rebounds. She also added an assist, so congratulations, Gab Hadrick, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. As Coach mentioned, the Phillies' next game will be on Saturday. That'll be in the afternoon up at Ludlow. Game time for the varsity game is at 3 o'clock. The JV will start about 1:30 or so. So if you can't make it up there, just turn on the radio, and Ed Lewis actually will be having the play-by-play of that game between the Phillies and Lady Panthers up in northern Kentucky. Now, our next broadcast will be coming up on Friday night when the Thoroughbreds return to the Hilltop after a successful trip to Georgetown last night, in which they beat the Cardinals 59-56. But Brossart is another good team, so our guys have got to be ready to go. We'll be on the air with the pregame show at around 7:15 of that scheduled 7:30 start as well. I want to thank my engineer back at the station, Ed Lewis, for doing a great job, as he always does. And as always, I want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School basketball on the air. So, from the Hilltop, your final score for the final time, Madison Southern 38, Harrison County 23. Good evening.